First, second, third. Who cares who's first? Is it that important? Is it one of the most important things in the world? Can you guys hear me okay? What happened? Can anybody hear me? You should be able to. Okay, cool. Hey, what's happening? Man, I got a headache. Oof. I got a headache. Hello, everybody. Jared, what's happening? So, Dennis, how's it going? The last stream that I did, apparently there was some music in it, which I knew. And a little while later, I got this copyright claim from YouTube. And it said, you can match the time that they're talking about the complaint if you press this button. So you press the button and it goes to the exact time. There was no music at all. So I challenged it. I said, no. And the reason I challenged it, normally I wouldn't really make such a big deal about it. I wouldn't dispute it, but this one they just said, sorry, the music that you have, there's no revenue sharing. So we have to pull this video down. You can't see the video. So I was like, what the heck, man? So today I went I'm in Starbucks right now. I didn't want to be at home. The internet isn't working at home for some reason. The True is having a problem. And so I thought, oh, well, I'll just go to Starbucks. I don't feel like walking around. And so as soon as I go in Starbucks, I start testing the mic and everything, and I'm like, they got music on in the background, and Starbucks is always playing music, so I thought I'd better sit outside where there's no music. I don't want the video pulled down again, another video pulled down. People send me messages and they're like, what happened to the video? Why'd you take the video down? I didn't take the video down. YouTube took the video down. So, oh man. I got a gnarly headache. I've already had my coffee. Well, they actually, at about 5 o'clock in the morning, they sent me a message on my phone saying, our service is disrupted. Please bear with us. And I've been trying to connect at home, and I haven't been able to. The only way I could do it was with my 4G service, which is AIS. And AIS, I mean, I never have any problems with it. It's, I was just in here just for the first, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes, and there's a girl in there that she's been working for the last couple months, and they change people around a lot here. And as much as I don't like the corporation, sometimes, you come in, you get to know the person a little bit, and it's like, all right, well, if I'm going to be here, at least the people know what I want. And just like the same thing with the Black Canyon Coffee that I go to sometimes. Anyway, I started talking to the girl. I said, how long have you been working at Starbucks? She said, 2 years. And then I said, well, you've only been working here a couple of months. Where were you before that? And she said, Pattaya. I said, oh, really, Pattaya? How'd you like that? She said, well, it was exciting. It was fun. It was more fun than here because Bangkok is, Bangkok's a big city. A lot of people come in. They're very serious. They come in, they get their coffee, they split. Whereas in Pattaya, people tend to be a little more relaxed when they're having their coffee, I guess. That's what she said. So, anyway. Make sure of this here. I saw an article in I forget what the newspaper is. It's an English publication in Thailand, and it was talking about how all the many of the police are working hard to continue their good guys in, bad guys out policy, and that the majority of who they are, I guess they're getting criticized because the majority of the people they're picking up are black Africans. Now, I've only known a couple of black Africans since I've lived here. One of them I didn't know very well at all. Another one used to come to Starbucks all the time. And he used to complain about how he'd say, I've got this company set up and everything's legitimate. Now, I don't know if it was legit or not, but he used to say, I don't know if it's legit. It's legitimate, and they're always messing with me, and they don't like me because I'm black and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, you know how it is here, for better or worse, I mean, you know what they're like here. And you know that there's a lot of people down, especially in the Sukhumvit area, that are from Africa they're either pimping out girls or they're working legitimate businesses, or they're down by, the Pratunam. There's companies down there, but there's also a lot of people in Sukhumvit selling drugs. And that's why, listen, when I got thrown in the clink for getting into a fight with a guy, I was surrounded by guys from Nigeria. I don't know what they did, but it was me and one other guy was a European, and then there was 20 guys from Nigeria. 3 days or 2.5, I don't know. It all ran together because I was thrown in, at 4 in the morning. It was probably 2.5 days. I had a lawyer. Lawyer got me out. That was a long time ago. Fortunately, that wasn't really a big deal. It was a pain in the neck. You don't want to have to go to a Thai court and go back and forth. I mean, you don't want to go to any court. If you can help it, don't go to any court. But especially a Thai court, Anyway, so apparently they're rounding up. A lot of the people that they're rounding up are from African countries like Cameroon, Nigeria, or wherever. And also places like Pakistan and Vietnam and Laos, but the majority, I guess, are dark-skinned. So there's the human rights organizations are complaining, and and I've seen a couple of videos lately talking about the good and the bad about Thailand. I've seen old videos talking about it, and so I just thought, the bottom line is, I mean, I'll complain. Doesn't mean that I don't like living here as a whole. Listen, when I was in the hospital, it was a headache. Being in the hospital was a headache. It wasn't a headache because of the doctors or the quality of the doctor or anything like that, although I had my doubts at some point. It was more the way that they dealt with things administratively. I didn't particularly like it. And there's that, I will say, there have been complaints about when it comes to hospitals. I got a video coming up about a guy complaining about hospitals, and it should go up in the next couple of days. But as far as the quality of the doctors, really got very little bad to say about anybody. But getting back to the subject, if you don't like the country, you don't have to live here. I mean, or you just tolerate it, and Thais tolerate a lot, and I think that people don't look at it from their perspective. I mean, listen, I complain about taxi drivers, but I do understand. Yeah, don't escalate things. Don't escalate. You have a problem, keep your calm. The vast majority of bar girls are bar girls for a reason. They're there because they're looking for an income that's above average here, and they have very little skills aside from their skills with men. Well, Cambodia is not a whole lot better. I mean, for that, at least when it comes to that, I mean, Cambodia is a completely different place, just like Myanmar is a completely different place. I would say they're about as unrelated as they could be. They're not brothers, they're not sisters. Yeah, well, I mean, the countries they're the only thing I would say is in some parts of Laos, maybe close to the border, I guess you might be able to mix them up with some Isoners, but there's a reason for that. And look at this. Unreal, this girl, how I don't know if you can see her over there. She's in high heels and like a little schoolgirl uniform, and she's on the back of a motorcycle. For better or worse. Yeah. I mean, tell me one country that's absolutely perfect. You can't. I mean, some people think that the visa situation here is completely screwed up, and then other people are like, it's not a big deal. I'm one of them. I do think that the Thai government could do more when it comes to people who are married and who have, they've got kids here and stuff like that. I think they could make it easier for them. I don't know. I might stay. Find 2 girls. If you come here for women, you're coming here for the wrong reason, man. Seriously. Women are women, man. They get in their moods. They love you in the beginning, like you think, oh my God. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Boy. 6. Like I always say, it's the fisherman mentality. They throw out and this is not just Thais, this is any woman or man for that matter. They throw out the hook, they bring you into the boat, and once they got you, then it's your responsibility and your you're the only one who's going to get you out of the boat. Most of the time, they're not going to help you out smiling, So guys come here and they're like, oh, I want to get into a relationship. I thought the same thing in the beginning. And then I thought, why? I'm having a good time. I'm having fun, And then, it was like, after a while, it's, I didn't want to go out and get drunk anymore, and I didn't want to, I don't know. You get tired of certain situations, certain types of relationships, you know. I think if you come here for the short term, well, don't I always say that? Isn't that what I told you? Isn't that what I told just about everybody? Get to know the language, get to know the culture, get to know the people, get to know the way the women are. The women here are different than the women in Cambodia and the women in Myanmar and the women in Laos and the women in Indonesia. They're all different. But at their core, they're the same. They want the same thing. They want security. They want to have a decent life. You know. Oh, man, I got the worst headache. Well, what I always thought was funny was the ones who they come over and they leave stuff behind, or they try to. My shirt is wet, and I'm gonna, I'll wash it, or I'll pick it up later. Just want to use this other one, and then, next thing you know, there's 3 or 4 shirts. Yeah, I had an espresso. Didn't really do me any good. One thing I always complain about here is the noise. For me, that's it's huge. I hate it. I hate the noise. I don't like it. I don't care. I'm not somebody who's got to be surrounded by activity. What kind of a job? Teaching English? Whatever gets you through the night. All right. I don't exactly have the best view, but there's a lot of people walking by. There is some activity going on. I wouldn't want to teach English, honestly. That's just me. I don't have the patience for it. What did it cost you anything for? Especially if you kicked her out. It shouldn't have cost you 10 grand. This is why if you live here, hey, soy dog cowboy. If you live here, generally you get tired of dealing with whores. You don't want some chick who's a whore or some chick who's money hungry. Who wants that all the time? You got to deal with that shit. I mean, I don't care how much money I have. I wouldn't want to throw around my money to a chick. I mean, if you're here and you're here for any period of time, you can find, some chick who's got, you can find pretty much whatever you want for your situation. It really depends on you. Depends on your abilities. And, I'll be honest, I mean, I'm closing in on 60. I wouldn't want to be single here at 60. And if I was, I'd want to be single because I had the money to get laid anytime I wanted without any hassle, or I could just stay completely alone. I wouldn't have a problem with that either. I mean, whatever works. Yeah, the U.S. Embassy always has some jobs open. I don't know. If you're not happy being alone with yourself for a while in a foreign place, then you'll probably need attention and end up being with a girl too fast, regular or bar girl. Yeah, I agree. You know, I mean, I'll admit it. I mean, I freely admit it. Did I ever teach English? I taught for about 3 months, and I hated every minute of it. Almost every minute of it. Then I got another job in Phuket, and then that was the end of my English career, and I wouldn't want to do it again. I don't have the patience for that shit. I don't have the patience for very much now, and I'm hoping that they well, does anybody know that they're going to supposedly legalize a new printing business? Actually, what I think is so funny is that when I first came here, I was on ASOK, and I was looking for I think it was Pip Printing or Sir Speedy, and and I found there was it's a chain, and there was a place here in medical marijuana. There was a place on Soyasok, and I actually went in there, and as soon as I saw the place, I went, oh man, what am I thinking? And then I started talking to the guy, and the guy was like, what the hell are you talking about? You can't work here. You can't do this job. You can't work this job. And I was looking back at that, I laugh because, I know better now. It's like guys ask me, yes, in about 7 months, supposedly. We'll see. Somewhere around 7 months. Well, I am working on my 3rd book. It's been slow going for a while, but I finally got a little momentum. I got a good title for it, but I'm not giving it out yet, so. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the knowledge and ability to do something like that, but I don't. I mean, I've never been somebody. I've been more in the past I was, pretty much I've recovered. Not 100%, but I'm about 90%. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not giving out the name of the book. I don't give out the name of the book until I have the ISBN number, which I already have a block of them purchased. So, But yeah, there may be, supposedly there's medical marijuana in the future here. I can see a lot of people flocking here from other countries, using it as a reason to live here. I've got a medical issue. I feel pretty good today, aside from my neck, my headache. I feel pretty good. Considering I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. So, what's the problem? It's not a problem with that. If I went to a doctor, it wouldn't be any problem at all. Believe me. All I'd have to do is show my X-rays and my tests. No, I don't think it's a talking point. I think they know there's a lot of money to be made. And also there are people that can use it, I don't know, I don't know how well it works for people, but obviously it must work somewhat. I really wouldn't even want to smoke it if I ever used it again. It would be more like give me a brownie or something. Which I did in the Netherlands, and it knocked me on my ass. And this was, I don't know, 25, 20, 26, 27 years. Oh, really? Let's be honest. People smoke to get high. Of course there are people that smoke to get high, but there are also people that need it for medical reasons. And I think that's where, you know, just because somebody wants to get high from it, you know, I don't care. I really don't care. If somebody wants to get high, that's their thing. Or if they use it for medical reasons and it's legal, so what? I don't see any problem with that at all. I don't see any problem with marijuana, you know. Yeah, right. Okay. Really? There's a lot of people out there that probably disagree with you. Well, I know my rolling abilities are still intact. I know that because in my life I've rolled up, you know, quite a few doobies. But that was a long time ago. I don't mess with that stuff here just because it's, you know, it's illegal and I don't think it really benefits me. I don't want to be sitting around, you know, especially since supposedly it's a lot stronger than it used to be when I was growing up. When I was growing up, it was, you know, Colombian gold and Mexican dirt weed or whatever. And Thai stick was the big thing. I'm at the mall Bangkok, sitting right in front of Starbucks, and the reason I'm not sitting inside is because there's music playing. I could have used some yesterday. My shoulder was thrashed after the workout. What do you think Rachida area is a good area? Yeah, it's a pretty good area. It depends on where in Rachida you are. If you go down some of the side streets, you know, some are better than others. But yeah, in all, it's a good area. Well, that's what I mean. Well, I don't need anybody telling me, you know, whether or not I can smoke it. If I want to smoke it, I'll smoke it. But I don't want to smoke it because I've already smoked it, you know. I've already smoked it. I've already done my thing. It doesn't really add anything. It's like drinking. If I drink, I drink for a reason. I drink because I want to taste the alcohol, or I want to taste that particular beverage, like tequila. But I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, exactly. It's not funny. Well, Mr. Billy and I are contemplating a train trip. How far, we don't know, or I don't know. Of course, I'm in charge of the logistics again. But maybe the length of Thailand and down into all the way to Singapore and over to Indonesia. I don't know. Yeah, I've done it already, but I want to do it farther. I did the Bangkok to Singapore, and I went the jungle route instead of the other way. Oh Jesus! Don't exaggerate, man. Most people who eat edibles or even smoke weed, they're not going out. It doesn't make them go out and get violent. Okay. If the guy was violent before, maybe he's violent then. But if he wasn't violent, it's not going to turn him into some violent criminal. Ridiculous. Well, I understand, but I'm just saying, on the whole, weed doesn't make people do that. Yeah, just weed. I mean, if they're adding in, cannabinol or or PCP, then that's a different story. What time is it? 9:35. Listen, I used to know a lady in California who she always had this chocolate, like chocolatey weed. It was really, really good. Sticky chocolatey weed. And she was an older woman. Like I said, she must have been around 70. And I knew her sons. There were three of them. And one of them was like my good buddy for a while. And the other two I knew, and they weren't really my buddies, but I knew them. And you go into her house, and she made you sit there. She was smoking all day until, from morning to night she would smoke. And she had these huge Dobermans sitting right next to her. She had two Dobermans that sat right next to her. They were trained. Anything she wanted them to do, they would do. So if you were there and you decided you wanted to rob her, those dogs would go after you. And she had them there. They sat there, and when I first started going over there, she would be like, just don't make any sudden movements. Don't worry, they're going to be okay. They're not going to do anything to you. But I saw her a couple of times when people came in and the dogs didn't like the people. And she had to basically mellow them out because they were going to go after the guy. There was something about the guy that they didn't like. One in particular. But she had to be 70 years old, and she'd be like, she'd ask you to roll up a joint. You'd sit there, you roll it up, and she'd go, well, fire that bird up. I used to laugh. Fire that bird up. I'll never forget that old lady. I mean, for all I know, she could have been 50, but she looked about 70, and I was a lot younger then. I was in my 20s. Now, and these were big, big Dobermans. These were not like, Dobermans that, these were like, she paid good money for these. She paid good money to have them trained. You could tell she loved her dogs. They were her, she wasn't, there was no husband, there was no father in the family. So, I think they just kind of took the place of, her husband as a companion. They were her companions. thought it was going to rain today, and I was going to, that's why one reason I didn't want to go out and go walking, aside from being a little bit lazy. But anyway, the whole thing about the better or worse is that, am I at 7-Eleven again? I think you're thinking of somebody else, pal. So the weed thing is not something that, the weed or women is not something that are not things that I think people should just decide, man, it's so great in Thailand. There's so many awesome women. There's, you know, they got great weed there. I'm going to go there. You know, you either come here and you like the vibe or you don't. That's the only way I can describe it. That's the only, you know, I mean, if you like the vibe of the country, I mean, you know, like I like the vibe of Cambodia, but I don't know that I would like it to live there. I like the vibe, you know, the way that it feels when you go there and you're passing through. Okay, that's good. I already told you, dude, don't escalate. That's the one thing you don't want to do here, escalate. You know, keep your calm, keep your cool, stay calm. Cool, calm, and collected. That's the number one piece of advice here. And don't believe everything you hear. You know, my buffalo died, you know. Yeah, I mean, and you know, if you knew how I was when I was in the States, I mean, you know, compared to how I am now, it's night and day. I mean, I'm much more relaxed. Do I ever want to return to the U.S.? Well, I've been back several times, but I don't know that I want to live there. If I do want to live there, it's because, no, why would you bring toilet paper? That's nasty. If I did move back, it would be because I had the money to live somewhere secluded, and I didn't really have to worry too much. That's about the only way, because quite frankly, I don't want anything to do with politics in the United States. And I don't really like the government, the way they've got to have their finger in everything. I just in every pie. I just saw some guy got fined $450,000 for chopping down some trees on his own property. And apparently he was supposed to get a permit to chop the trees down. Now, see, the way I look at it is like, listen, if I buy the land, it's my land. It's my land, my trees, my minerals, my water, my everything. And the problem with the government is that they don't see it that way. And this is where they, you know, this is what causes problems. And I don't want that kind of a thing. Well, I hope I don't look like that either. I don't think I will. I mean, you never know, but I don't think I will. First, I think my wife's going to outlast me, hopefully. Second, I got 2 sons, so I don't think I'll end up, you know, alone. But who knows? I could go back to the U.S. I mean, I could go back some other country. I could go to, I mean, I've thought of a lot of places. Ecuador, Ireland, Amsterdam. I don't think I could go there, though. I've even thought of places in France. Well, they were Christmas trees, so, you know, Nah, I don't know about Canada. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends where. And then it comes down to, do you really want to move somewhere and start all over again, especially when you're older? Like for me, I don't know if I want to get used to all that. You know, it'd probably have to be a place where I could, like it'd have to be a Spanish-speaking place or an English-speaking place, because if it was Spanish, once I'm there for a few months, my Spanish would get better and I would learn, because I already know some Spanish. You know, I took a couple years in school. Yeah, well, that's part of the ridiculousness. I mean, you know, I know there are reasons why they have these laws in place. You need permits. I mean, but you know, when you sell a piece of land, I don't look at it like, well, it's the government's land. It's not the government's land. It's the person who owns the land. That's whose land it is. You live in the government because the government was created to create laws and boundaries and guidelines for the society to live within. Now, how these laws get passed, that's a different matter. So I like to know, you know, like who put it into place that if you got trees on your land and they're not a protected species, that you're going to get fined for it. I mean, you know, so, and here, you know, the one thing that worries me here is, what if I wanted to do something like build something that was different in a village, even a village where I'm out in the middle of nowhere, but the village chief decides that the way that my house looks doesn't conform to the village, and he decides, hey, it's, you know, sorry, and then you go, well, I'll give you money, okay, and then he keeps coming back. This year I think you're gonna have to give me a nice gift, you're gonna have to give me money. You know, I mean, that's how it works. And so you know, I have my doubts about here too. You know, and do I want to live in Bangkok for the rest of my life? No way. No way. What does that have to do with what we're talking about right now? Has nothing to do with it, Pierre. You know, to me, when I came here, I remember two incidences that made me consider living here. Okay, the first was when I went to Chiang Rai, and then I went up into the mountains and went on trekking. And I'm going down the river, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, this cost me like $150 for like 3 days. I was like, this is so cheap. And then I was thinking, these people in these villages don't have much money. And I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't need much money to live here. I'm going, wow, man, this would be awesome. Of course, I hadn't thought it through about, you know, well, you might not be able to get this, you might not be able to get that. You're going to be living in, you know, a mud hut or something. And then the second time was when I went to Koh Samet. And I went to Koh Samet. Well, greed is everywhere. I hate to say it, but greed is everywhere. Go to China. Live in China and see what greed is like. Okay? Yeah, there's greed everywhere. It's not. This is not an American thing or a Thai thing or a Chinese thing. It's a people thing. It's a human thing. The second time that I really felt like, wow, I'd like to live here was more along my lines of thinking, which was, well, actually, you bring that up, CASHAPP. I went to CASHAPP with a chick. Her name was Joy. I still remember that because it's a memorable name. She was a memorable chick. It was like one of my first trips to Thailand. And we went to CASHAPP. We were there for 4 or 5 nights. And I had a little bungalow right on the beach. And it was before CASHAPP was, this is 25 years ago. It was before CASHAPP is what it is today. It wasn't nearly as developed. And it was fantastic. And I thought to myself, man, you know, $500 a month for a bungalow on the beach. You know, another $300 for food. That was a time when I was like, wow, $1,000, man, you can do a lot. And I just thought to myself, this is the life I want. I want to live in a bungalow, a nice bungalow on the beach that I have, you know, a laptop. I have everything that I need when it comes to modern conveniences. But I can still pick up and go if I want. I can still leave for the day or whatever. Dude, I don't like you, dude. Well, that mahi. Listen, if we go to Bali, Longhorns, if we do make it to Bali, we have to go for that huge piece of. I just timed him out. He's a little irritating, that guy. For some reason, he irritates me. We have to go to that place where I had that big, huge piece of mahi cooked over, I think it was coconut husks. Oh, it was so good. It was the best, man. That was the best. Yeah, I figured you were. You know, the only thing is I got to think about, you know, once you go to Bali, okay, you're taking that long of a trip because Bali is a little bit different because you know, you've got to go by, you got to fly there or you're going to take a ferry across to what is it, Batam or Bintan or something like that, and then you got to go from there overland to Bali and maybe take another ferry. So, you know, it starts, the expenses start adding up. I think Bali's I love Bali, man. I loved it. I mean, I've only been once to Bali. I've been to Jakarta and Borneo several times. You know, I've been to Indonesia probably 10 times, but I've only been to Bali once. And Bali was probably the best place. Borneo was an experience, but I was with a bunch of other Indonesians who I knew, and they were really cool, so it was a nice experience. But that piece of fish was fantastic. I think that was probably, and my mother makes some really killer dolphin, mahi. And you know, that piece, I would say that surpassed even her dolphin, which is saying a lot, her mahi. People get pissed off when you say dolphin. It's the fish dolphin, not, you know, flipper. We're not eating flipper. I wouldn't do that. I'd eat Bambi, but I wouldn't eat flipper. So I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that and the cost and everything like that. See if we can do it on a reasonable budget. It's an idea. Can I stream from some of the places? What's the deal with shooting video? Is anybody gonna, make a stink? In Singapore, it's not a problem generally, but they don't particularly like you taking their pictures. It's not like in Thailand where they're very welcoming, or Myanmar where they want to have their picture taken, or if they see you with a camera, like whether it's video or photography, they actually they're into it. They're like, yeah, let me take a picture. I haven't had the same experiences while in Singapore. I don't know why they opened this at 10:30. A lot of the other places open at 10 during the week, but they open at 10:30 here, and they've only on the weekends do they open at 10 o'clock. I guess if I don't like it, I could just go back home. Was in Jakarta in July, and Bali 10 years ago. Yeah, Bali was a lot of fun, and I was there with my wife, so that was nice going there with her. We had some fun there. We actually ate at a good Mexican restaurant there. Really, really nice. Plus, we got smashed on one night. All the people are walking by now. They all walk by to take the boat. Yeah, I think she had three or four, something like that. I'm glad she doesn't drink a lot. I don't like women that get smashed all the time. I don't like that. Right next to Burger King, of all places. The other thing is that if we take a train, we need to stop a few places. It's not like we want to buy a ticket. We want to buy a ticket from, say, Sungkai Kalok all the way up to Bangkok, or all the way up to Chiang Mai, and then come back. We want to stop in a few places, so that's another thing to consider. But there's a great site for train travel. Most people who have traveled by train might know it. It's Seat 61 is the name of it. Seat61.com, and it's a great site. It really tells a lot of good information. Yeah, I think Burger King is much better than McDonald's. Ever since I found that cockroach in my cappuccino, I've thought differently about McDonald's, although I never thought really highly of it. And Burger King isn't much better, but the food tastes better. I saw something about Taco Bell. Actually, you don't need Wi-Fi. You get 4G, man. 4G is the way to go. Wi-Fi cuts in and out. 4G rarely cuts in and out. 5 Guys. There is no 5 Guys over here, Pierre. I hate to tell you that. Dennis, Pierre reminds me of somebody. Oh, okay, I got it. Dennis is contemplating his travel to Thailand in the near future, which that'll be an experience for all of us. I'm looking for. I always look forward to people coming over who have never been to Thailand before. I like that. People who have come over a couple of times, once you learn a couple of things, it's a lot easier for the people to get around, to communicate, to deal with people. They kind of know what's up, unless they're out in the countryside. Really, I was able to stream from Koh Chang, both Koh Changs that I went to. Well, let's see. No, the one in the south that I went to. Yeah, but we're talking about burger. We're not talking about burger joints in the States. We're talking about what burger joints are here in Thailand. Have you been here, Pierre, to Thailand before? I saw something the other day that said Taco Bell's meat only has 88. It's only 88% meat. Which is a little scary. See, I think Ted Nugent probably he's got a good setup. He's on his own land. He's got huge piece of land. Probably got pieces of land. And he kills his own food, the majority of it at least. I think it's great. I mean, that's the best way to go, man. Instead of eating the store-bought stuff. Before you leave, what? You're leaving for Thailand? See, honestly, the majority of the time, the internet here, for me, is fantastic. Majority of the time, it's very good, at least on my phone. And if something happens, and with the Wi-Fi at home, I can always connect up to my phone. But generally, the internet is very good. Once in a while, like right now, but no place is perfect. Look at all these people up here. waiting to get into the mall. Well, I will say this. You can get a decent burger here, and you can get a decent burger in Cambodia. I don't know about Myanmar. I believe you can, and I believe the place that I had it was the 51st Street Restaurant and Pub, which is where Billy and I went with Nanda, and I think we had fries and quesadilla and stuff like that, and it was very good. That place has some good food, but it's a Western place. You know, I can't, now it's really, I've noticed that in the last couple of years, I've noticed I can't keep up with all the restaurants. I mean, you know, there's so many Western restaurants and Western food, there's so much Western food here now. I can't keep up with everything. You know, usually I stumble onto things. Thanks, Jared. Take it easy, man. But they're going to be standing there for 25 minutes. You know, something I've been trying to do for a while is to photograph the opium, the poppy fields in either Myanmar or Thailand. And there's only one way to do it, and that's to go there and have money. And when I've had money, I haven't had the desire or the time to go. And when I haven't had money, then I've been like, I want to go. And it's always, that's the kind of thing that, you know, you start roaming around that area, that's when it can be a little dicey. You know, where is it the KNA? No, is it the KNA? KNA, or it's not the KLA. You know, they got military groups in those areas that fight against the Burmese government, and you know, you stand out like a sore thumb. So even trekking, if you get lost and you go the wrong way, you could be screwed. You know. Compared to how the internet used to be when I first got here, it's, you know, again, it's night and day. When I first got here, it was, you couldn't make a voice IP call because, you know, you only caught every other word. Internet it worked, but it was very, very slow. Now it's much better. Yeah, well, I guess I could show them my YouTube channel and go, come on, man. I made like 1,000 videos. You think I'm CIA? Give me a break. What CIA officer would make 1,000? I mean the Ko Chang that I just went to a couple of months ago. I like that one, but I tell you what, I think I prefer Yes, there are two Koh Changs in Thailand. The other one is in the south. It's next to Koh Phangan. And I found out about that place just because I wanted to go somewhere quiet, and this German guy said to me, if you're going to Koh Phangan, you're going to be disappointed because it's not quiet. And so he told me about the other island. There was two islands right next to each other. And it was Koh Chang, so that's where I went. And it was really nice. I really liked it. But it's good, you know, I mean, it's good if you just, it's good if you want to get away, if you really want to get away. But if you want to, like, hang out with people in a nice place, there's beaches, you know, and meet up with other foreigners, it's not that kind of a place. I'm looking forward to going back to Myanmar. And also Bangladesh. It's a good possibility. Bangladesh. I need a few more miles on my Thai Airways, and I can go pretty much anywhere in Asia, anywhere in Asia, not just Southeast Asia. I don't need very many, so it should be easy to get. You know, I mean, India might be cool. It's again, it's not like, even Bangladesh, they're not like on my top. They're not on the top of my list of places to go. My mother said she liked India. She liked it better than Nepal, which I was like, no, come on. She was like, yes. There's too many places. There's too many places to go. That's what it is. You know what? I don't like the way this is. There we go. There's so many places to see in the world. But to be honest, really, I don't really have any. I can't say any. I have a weak desire to go to Australia, and it's basically because of the outback. Has nothing to do with the cities. And then I have a little more of a desire to go to New Zealand, but I have a much stronger northern India. Yeah, okay. Kashmir, yes, you know, that area up there. But I got more of a desire to go to Africa. Wow. I'm as normal as I'm gonna be for a while. I'm not playing with no cobra, man. I'm not playing with a cobra. You know, wild animals, I'm of a strong opinion. My father taught me growing up, you don't mess with the animals. Yeah, now that I would go, but you know, I'm not gonna mess with them. I'm not gonna be like trying to pet the nice little tiger. But I wouldn't mind going to the Sundarbans and trying to photograph them. But the problem with tigers and with a lot of wild animals is that you're never going to be able to just see them. Well, you'll see them, but you might be with, 50 other people. Say what? Africa might not be the thing. No, I couldn't. I'd rather see lions than tigers. I'd see either one. It doesn't matter. But I'd rather go to Africa. I'd rather go to Kenya. Yeah, that's on my list. But I want to go to some of the other places. A little less popular. Mozambique, Burundi, Central African Republic, Congo. What's that place that I'm thinking of? Is it Senegal? No, not Senegal. Well, that place too. And West Africa. I'm trying to think. It's not Ghana. Benin. Places like that. No, Uganda is East Africa. I wouldn't mind going there. What's the one down from Angola? Angola, Sierra Leone. Those are the places. To me, that's that would wake me up. Spaceman, 1960. I'll take it that's when you were born. Yeah, okay. Go to Somalia. Listen, I would go to Somalia aside from the fact that I'd probably get kidnapped unless I had a security detail around me. Which there is a travel agency for that. There's a couple of travel agencies that will provide you with that. What you don't know is I'm a lady boy. God, where have you guys been, man? Catch up. Jesus Christ. Catch up. I was in the hospital for gallbladder removal the first time. Then the second time I went back a couple weeks later for bile duct obstruction, which had to do, I guess, with the gallbladder. That's what the insurance company said. And then the third time, exactly, you got it right. And the third time was because the bile duct, there was still an issue with my bile duct. I had to have surgery again. So I had 3 surgeries. In about 6 weeks. How dare you stay off my channel so long that you don't even know what happened to me? Oh my, what's going on? What kind of viewers do I have? What is that? See what I mean about noise? Just ignore it. Still 15 minutes until they open up, man. That's a long time. People are up here sitting up here. Even now, I feel like those surgeries, they took something out of me. I'm not back to 100% because Oh yeah. But it's like last night I went to yeah, it's a secret location. Where is the little sign at? Do you have a sign? There's no sign around me. What's the deal? Yeah, I'm out on patrol. I'm out on patrol. Yeah, exactly. What was I saying? I forgot. I'm outside of Starbucks as opposed to walking around sweating my ass off. What I was saying is that those surgeries took something out of me. Last night I went to my wife and kids. No, I'm not back to 100%. No way. I feel better, a lot better. But like last night I went. My wife and kids started watching a movie, and they're like, "Oh, watch the movie." I said, I don't want to watch a movie. I'm going upstairs. I go upstairs. It's 7:30. Why? You want to come visit me? I mean, does it really matter? Jesus Christ. I'm at the Mall Bangkok. I went to bed, like 7:30. I started watching something on my phone. And in like 10 minutes, I was asleep. And then I woke up about 2:30 in the morning. So I got, 6.5, 7 hours of sleep. But I still... I get tired a lot faster than before. Even the walks are a little bit harder, which they've never been that hard, unless I walk like 6 hours out in the hot sun. That's a different story, but they're a little rougher right now. What was this? When am I going to shave this beard? Never. Again, what does that matter? Is it that important? You feel better when I shave and I'm clean shaven? I'll shave when I want to. That's how it works. Well, I got ready for my birthday because I made it another year. I was very happy about that. I had my doubts. And now Alex's birthday's coming up. His birthday's coming up, and he'll be, how old will he be? He's going to be 18. Oh, no, not Alex's. Nicholas's. What am I saying? Nicholas's birthday's coming up. He'll be 16. Alex is 17. And Christmas. Good times coming up. Plus all the trips. I'm trying to think of some new stuff to do in Bangkok. And I just don't have that many things. Oh yeah. It's the Marines actually. Yes, he's in. So is Nicholas. They both are in it and they both stayed in it. I like how everybody sits at Starbucks tables and they just wait outside. They don't get anything. They don't buy anything. Nothing. Oh, I need some ink. That's what I need. No, would I go there? Yes. It's a second or third tier country. I should write down all the countries. I think I'll do that today. I'll put that in my blog or something, and then I'll go over it in a video or a stream. It's all the countries I view as first tier places to travel to, second tier, third tier, and no way. Yes, they do. Like, there's no way I'll go to North Korea. Not in current times. I just don't want to be part of that. Don't want to go. Russia's low down on the list because I've already been there a couple times. So, if I've been there a couple times, yeah, there's a lot I could see, but I think you've been watching too much TV. There's a lot of good Africans over there where it's not very dangerous. And there's a lot of places, sorry to hear that there, Dennis. There's a lot of places that you can go that there's not very many people. And you're not going to have many problems. No, it's not. I'm not looking for a war zone. And, if I wanted a war zone, I'd go to Syria. But I don't think that many people really care about it, to be honest. People don't really care about Africa either. That's the thing. I think people's attention span now is so short. Most people, they're not, myself included, they're not dedicated to one cause. There are very few people that are so dedicated to one cause. There was a woman that met me from like Sweden or whatever, and she was a part of some wildlife organization, and she was interested in, I told her I was interested in tigers and that I wanted to photograph them, and I wanted to get some information about the places where the tiger parts were sold along the border, and could she provide me any intel, I guess, before I went to some of these places. And I start talking to her, we have a nice conversation, and we have a couple emails and everything. And then, no, I haven't been to Norway. Sorry. That's up there. I'd like to go to Norway. I'd like to go to, Norway, Finland. I like to go to those places up there. I haven't been there. And then one day it was like she's gone from the company. I don't know if she got fired, she just quit. I don't know what the deal was, but just boom, she's gone. And then I'm like, well, there's my, who are you, dude? I don't even know who you are, and you're asking me about a subscriber meetup. How many people do you think are going to be in Bangkok at any one time? Seriously. And I got things to do in December anyway. I'm busy. Croatia's a place I'd like to go. Serbia. You get together 10 people that are in Bangkok at the same time, and then maybe I'll do a little meetup. All right, at Starbucks or or at that Mexican restaurant I went to the other day for my birthday. I'm doing laundry in December. I'm taking a shower. In December. I'm really busy. I mean, really, how many people do you think are going to be here? There's like 3 or 4 people at most, and every person that has been here, I've met with them. There's Set the Stun, there's Longhorns, there's, there's not really a war going on right now. Lori, Soy Dog Cowboy will be here next month. Chances are I'll meet up with him at some point. You're purposely avoiding me. You're doing the bob and weave. You're doing the Ali shuffle. Other than that, this is what I mean. I got 14,000 plus subscribers, plus my Facebook, And to be honest, people got things to do. Even Lori, she had things to do. Lori is on her way to the airport. She's probably at the airport right now. She's getting ready to go back home. She said she had a great time. She said the Klong Tui trip was memorable for her, and that it was a lot of fun. And you know, she brought us some chocolate, some like Starbucks chocolate actually, and it's really, really good. It's too damn good, believe me. It smells good, it tastes good, it's awesome. But she's on her way home, so now that's one less person here. So you know, I mean, and then there's a lot of people that come over here. They're not like, their first priority is not to come meet me. I told you you could have taken the 1 can. Oh, no, I don't want to take it with me. It's too heavy. Well, Nicholas and I have been delving into that chocolate, and it is good. So maybe you got to come over in the near future, and I don't know, maybe we'll make some Mexican food and drink some tequila. I've been studying up on the tequila reviews, and there's a couple of tequilas that I really want to try. What is that one called? Well, I've got them written down at home. There's 3 or 4 tequilas that I really would like to try that I don't remember trying. And you know, Sukahorn brought up the Don Julio 1942. And I think I had that a long time ago when I first started drinking tequila, but I haven't had it in play Santa at a mall and get rich. You mean like Bad Santa? I couldn't pass for Santa, I'm sorry. Everybody's got to take the selfie. It's supposed to be a very good tequila. It's not like up at the top as one of the best, but it is very good. And I remember it being very good. But very good for me, you know, is going to be different than for other people. The tequila I had the other night, the Casa Noble's Extra Anejo, I thought it was awesome. And I think it rates like an 85 or 86. And some of the other ones are like 90, 95. So those are the ones I want to try. They're open now. Your brother has the ticket? Which one? The Don Julio? The 1942, yeah. Well, you know, there was a reason why I came here besides just wanting to get out of the house. I forgot what it was. What do we need? We need honey. We need Bread, we need milk. Bread, milk, cheese, honey. Bread, milk, cheese, honey. Bread, milk, cheese, honey. We need a few things. And I need some ink for my printer. Juanitos. Timeout, international review. I'm gonna go there and stare at hot chicks, man. What do you think? You listen. I mean, you know, I'm out and about enough in Thailand where there are hot chicks everywhere. You know. I mean, hot. That's a tall order. Cute, pretty, okay. But hot, like truly hot, like really, really cute and really sexy and, you know, nice body. Oh, everything's good. Nice smile. I mean, come on. Even in Thailand, it's not, they're not that prevalent. You want perfection, you're going to be looking for a long time. Now, I could get my gimbal out and walk through the mall and go upstairs and look at the doodad. Well, you know, it's either it's either yes or no. Yes, you will. No, you won't. That's all it is. It's very simple. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Should I use the gimbal or am I done? Am I done with the stream? I really don't want to drag you guys along with me. Really? Wow. Take this out here. You know what? I don't want to drag you guys around. I don't think I want to go walking through the mall. Good night, Pierre. Are you dining out today? Are you dining out today? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not real hungry right now. What did I have? Did I have anything? Did I have anything for breakfast? I didn't have anything for breakfast. Okay, Clive. I'm going to enjoy the day, I promise. Yeah, I didn't have any breakfast. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. I had something here. Very small. All right, good night. Good night to those leaving. All right, cats, take it easy. Comes another Starbucks regular. This guy's a regular. A couple guys that come in here. A lot of, there's guys that come in here, they don't know me from Adam, and I don't know them either, and we just don't talk, which is all right with me. But, I see some of the regular guys that come, or that are in the mall all the time. I just saw the guy who passed away from cancer. I saw his wife the other day with her kids. Talked to her for a little bit. She's got all this stuff she's like trying to get rid of, and I got too much junk already in my house. I want to get rid of most of my stuff. I only need a few things. I need my cameras, some clothes, my camera equipment, my cameras and lenses, clothes, and some books, and that's about it. That's all I need. All right, let me see if I can put this on the gimbal. Maybe I'll walk in there, do a little walk around for some exercise. Let me pull this out. Any sound difference? Arrivederci. Choked Leo Jerk and my. I think I'll put this down in here. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. Here we go. Really? Less background noise? Wow, I had a microphone on, and now I have just the iPhone microphone. So that goes to show you that the camera and the microphone on the iPhone are really good compared to how they used to be. I need to get a backup phone though, like a iPhone 5S or something. Oh shit. And the wife still hasn't caved in and gave me her old phone that used to be my phone. Oops. There we go. All right, let's see if this will work. God, I don't remember that either. You got me. See here. That's all right. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing working right. Oh yeah. And the Swizzler, the shirt you wanted is available by clicking on that link below in the description. Going to the same place. The shirt is on there now. Been to Hong Kong, Macau. I need to go back to Hong Kong. I need to go to Hong Kong and spend some time there. I'd like to. That's a number 2 place, I would say. All right, let's see if I can do this here. I believe he's coming back today from Hong Kong. There we go. Good. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Nice and smooth. this. I am liking this gimbal. For the most part. Pretty smooth. I could go through the, you know what? I gotta lock it. There we go. Is it locked now? There we go. I think that's locked. Just go through the Burger King. Let's sit in Burger King. Let's see here. How do I do this? There we go. I just saw a magazine today in Starbucks that was called Expat Life in Thailand. It's a printed publication, comes out quarterly, so I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Nobody's here. Where's my wallet at? Have no money. No cash on hand. Gotta go to the ATM. Really? That's interesting. Yeah, it's nice and smooth. I like this. It is. I think it's smoother than the first one. This place used to be Mang Pong. Oh no. No. I gotta talk loud so that there's too much music, man, in the mall. Forgot about that. Unbelievable. Anywhere you go. I don't even want to walk over here. $10:30 in the morning. Just gonna have to go over here. Too much noise, you know? Too much music, too much noise. And then it's not good for YouTube, for streaming or shooting videos. I shot a video the other day of me just running some errands here. And, damn it. And the problem for me was that there's music everywhere. So that means you got to take all the background sounds out. And you can't have any... You can't have any of that in the video. Going up. I think we got to go one more up. Doing. I haven't been to Shenzhen, no. I'm not real big on China, to be honest. I've been there several times, couple times. And it's not one of my favorite places. You have a charger from there. Oh man. See, music everywhere. Guy's like, a kid's like a foot tall. A tiny little guy. Rubber dog shit comes from there. Well, what I'll say is this. I had some good times when I was there, but as far as it being a place, it just doesn't interest me. It really doesn't interest me. Platinum Fashion Mall? No. This is the Mall Bangkok. I think I'm gonna sit right out here is what I'll do. Unbelievable. Sit right here. Bank's not even open yet. And that's not my pattern. That's not what I do. You know, I was looking for a Guinness yesterday. No have. Oh, damn it. Hang on a second. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would think, but it's not. Give me a second. All right, I want to go look at this ink and see. Let me see something here. I'll go back this way. If I was wealthy, I'd fly to Ireland and drink a Guinness. Well, yeah. What do you think Floyd Mayweather does? He may not be drinking a Guinness, but he's having fun. He's got that kind of money. I think I'll just fly in my jet and go to Ireland for the day, have some beer, and then fall asleep on the way home. All right, I know where to go. Let's see if this is the one that I was looking at. I knew it was more. Son of a bitch. Man, that shit's expensive. Unbelievable. 1,445 baht, which is what? 45 bucks. I thought it was only 1,000. That would have been better. That kind of sucks. All right, let's go over to the bookstore. There's a place to sit. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Got really important stuff to do today. Very, very important. Actually, I need to get back and edit some of what I wrote today at 3 o'clock in the morning. Bear Grylls Ghost Flight. What is this? Uh-huh. I'll tell you what, when I have a little bit of money, I'll get you something. First come the bills, then comes the trips and everything else. That's how it works. It's priorities. Same old stuff on the bookshelves here. This is just a little mini bookstore here. It's an Asia Books. But they don't have the full selection. So, good morning. Or, yeah, it's not afternoon yet. It's 5 minutes to 11. Looking at all these books. Anyway. That's about it, really. All this is not Asia Books over here. To the right. This is Asia Books. You're asking me? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You tell me, I'll know. That's not the way my mind works. There's the one south. That's, what is it? Petchbury. But I don't know about north. Pitsanaloke, it's way up there though. Dude, look on a map, dude. I don't know. My mind is not a computer. Seriously, my brain doesn't work that way. I don't need to remember that, so, because I know I can get it at any time, so I don't remember it. Especially since I don't go there all the time. That conversation's over. End of story. Isn't that what I just said? What's going on with these things? That sucks. Yeah, if I won 1.6 billion, I'd probably be going somewhere in the Mediterranean. I'd probably get myself a nice yacht and just chill. Anyway, that's all I got. I think that's the end of this stream. It's time to go. Thailand, for better or worse. It's a great place to visit. And, you know, like I was telling the one girl today that worked at Starbucks, you know, it's like if she moved to the United States and she was living there for 20 years, she'd want to take a vacation once in a while. She'd want to go somewhere. It's the same thing with Thailand, you know. So, you know, it's all about how long you can stay busy and stay enthralled. The fuck are you talking? You know what, dude? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I guess True is back on. They just sent me a message. So I guess the internet is working at home again. Thank you, Tim. Well, that's what I mean. You know, there are some exotic things, but most of what is exotic I've seen already. See you later, dude. You're gone. Thanks, Fidelity, Tim, Dennis, everybody. Longhorns, of course. Spaceman. Even you, International Review. Appreciate the company. So it's time to go. Bye-bye. Until next time. Stroker. Take it easy. Yeah, you take it easy, man. I'll talk to you guys later, probably Sunday. All right? Keep an eye out. There's some videos coming up. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American. Oh, wow. Okay, Krister. I'm an American in the mall Bangkok. Choke D, Leo, Jerk and my.